Vaishali Siddappa and welcome to my channel Complemental Economics, and today's topic I'm going to discuss about the demand function and the law of demand and demand schedule and its curve. First of all, let's talk about what is demand function is all about. The demand function is nothing but it is going to explain the relationship between the variables. There are two kind of variables, independent variable and the dependent variable. The independent variable, whenever it is changes, automatically for that the dependent variable is going to react. So even that is called as explanatory variable also. For an example now, so you can see one of the equation here. The equation says quantity demand is a function of price of the good, income of the consumer, price of the related goods. So in this case, price of the good, income of the consumer, price of the related good, completely this is independent variable. This is independent variable. Whenever price of the good changes, whenever income of the consumer changes, whenever the price of related goods changing, automatically the quantity demand is also going to change. Sometime positively, sometime negatively. So in this way, the quantity demand is completely influenced by its determinants. So this side, whatever we're going to write the determinants of the quantity demand. So in this case, the independent variables, all the independent variables, whenever it is going to change, the dependent variable, which is quantity demand, dependent variable, explanatory variable, it is going to change. So in the demand function, we are going to explain the relationship between quantity demand and its determinants. So now it's all, what is QD? It's a quantity demand. PX is a price of the product, Y is a consumer's income, and the PR is price of the related goods, which is all three are the determinants of the demand which influences the demand, quantity demand. And the next topic which we are going to talk about, that is the law of demand. What exactly the law of demand? So to understand the law of demand, so let me write one of the equation here, that is quantity demand is a function of price. In the previous video of mine, I've already done with the one of the topic, that is determinants of demand. In that, the first influential thing which influences the demand, that is price. This is nothing but the price. So in this, the law of demand, by keeping all the things constant, all the other things is kept as a constant. That is one of the most important assumption of the law of demand. All the other things equal, constant. That means what are the things constant here? Income of the consumer, advertisement, the population, and the consumer expectations, whatever the determinants we have studied, price of the related goods. What are the things we have studied in the previous video, that all the things are constant. The only one determinant which is going to change and which is going to influence the demand, that is price in this. So in this way, that's called other being equal. All the other things are equal, constant. This is nothing but the ceteris paribus we have already studied in the previous video. In this one, Professor Alfred Marshall tried explaining, he came with one of the definition to talk about the law of demand. He says, he's one of the economists, he says the greater quantity to be sold, the greater quantity we're going to sold, so that should be price of that good will be less, must be less. If amount of demand is going to increase, if the demand is increasing, for that price should be less. It should diminish, so with the raise in the price. So this way, what it is trying to say is price and the demand, they both are having the inverse relationship. What is the meaning of inverse relationship in this case? When price increases, if the price is more, the good which we are going to demand, that will be less. You can see price and the demand, they both are moving in the opposite direction. On the other scene, if the price is decreasing, if the price is lesser, the consumers like to demand more of that particular good, because the consumers are getting in the lesser prices, they will be very happy. So most probably you have seen, whenever we see, being a consumer, including my situation. So if I see any of the good, it is half, lesser prices than the before, so definitely I feel like buying more. I feel like, oh, this time I'm going to get it in a lesser price, so let me buy more. I don't know when the price is going to increase. So that's what, when price we see the lesser the price, we'll try to purchase more, the demand is going to increase. Again, both the variable price and demand, they both are moving in the opposite direction. So whenever any variables are moving in the opposite direction, that relationship will be inverse relationship. In this case, price is the independent variable, demand is the dependent variable. I have shown you here, price is the independent variable, quantity demand is the dependent variable. So in this case, the quantity demanded of a good or a service can exceed the quantity actually sold. So let's talk about now the demand schedule. What is the demand schedule? We have already understood what is law of demand. Keeping all the other determinants constant, only price and demand is going to change. The quantity of that is going to vary. Whenever price changes, the quantity for that is going to be react. It's going to react. The demand schedule is nothing but a table. It's a table which explains a hypothetical data, assumed data, which is not original. To right now, the data which we are going to see in the next slide, that is hypothetical. It is not the actual market information. So that's why it's called hypothetical data. The table, what the law of demand, to express that, we have created some hypothetical data. In hypothetical data, we are considering two variables, that is price and the demand. Because the law of demand, it's talking about the price and demand relationship, where other things keeping the constant. So all the other things will be constant. So right now we're going to see whenever price of the ice cream is going to change. We considered one of the example, that is ice cream. Whenever the price of ice cream is going to change, how the demand for ice cream is also going to change, we're going to see by the next table. Schedule is completely, just understand, a table which is going to explain the different quantities and the different price. So right now we have a table here. So in this table you have so many options. So A, B, C, D, E, F. You can see so many different options you have here. On the other box you have price per cup of the ice cream, which is in the rupees. 60 rupees, 50 rupees, 40 rupees, 30 rupees, 20 rupees, 10 rupees, and I'm not paying anything here, which is 0. And the quantity demand for the ice cream, how much quantity of ice cream I'm going to demand. So in this case, when price is 60, I'm demanding nothing, because for me it is costlier. If I'm not buying at the price of 60, that means I'm not buying anything. My quantity demand is the 0. On the other case, when price decrease, can you see from 60 to 50, the price got decreased. Price is decreasing, so you can see here, instead of demanding nothing, I started demanding 2 ice creams. That means my demand increased from 0 to 2. So my demand got increased. Again, when price decreased further, like 40, demand increased 2 to 4, because I found 40 is cheaper than the 50, 30, 20, 10 and 0. Continuously you can see the price of the good, it is decreasing. The way I'm started offering in the lesser and lesser, even lesser prices, the quantity demand started increasing from 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 11. So what we have understood here, the price continuously, when it starts falling, the demand for that, the quantity demand ice cream per week, it is started increasing. So through this you can see, when price decreases, demand is increasing. Both the variables are moving in the opposite direction. So through demand schedule, what we got to know is, with the numerical data, with the hypothetical data, we have tried understood what is the law of demand. So both variables are moving in the opposite direction. The same what we have in the schedule, that we are going to construct in a diagram. Whatever the schedule we have, the table, the numbers, numerical data, by using that, if we construct a curve, so that will be called as, if we construct that in the graph, so the graphical representation of any of the schedule, that will be called as a demand curve. So in this one, the same, exactly the previous table what we have studied, the same thing you have. 60, I am not demanding anything. X-axis, in the x-axis we have quantity demand, y-axis we have price. Y-axis is nothing but the vertical one, and the x-axis is nothing but the horizontal line. This is called as a vertical line, this is called as a horizontal line. So in this case, horizontal line we have quantity demand, and the vertical line you have price. So we can see in this data, x-axis and the y-axis, what we have here. When price is 60, we are not buying anything. When price decreased to 50, here we started demanding 10. When price decreased to 40, we started purchasing when the price is 60, we demanded 0 actually in the same line. When price is 50, we demanded 2. When price is 40, we purchased 4. When price is 30, we demanded 6 units. When price is 20, we demanded 8. When the price is 10, we demanded 10. You can see the way I am coming down. If the price is 60, 50, 40, you can see the price is coming down. So quantity is shifting towards the right side. So that means if the price is continuously decreasing, the quantity demand is going to move towards the right side. The A, B, C, D, E, F, G is nothing but the combination in that stage. What is the price and what is the quantity demand we did. So price is continuously decreasing, and the quantity demand is continuously moving towards the right. See, to understand this, one thing you understand, whenever any data in any graph, if you are coming towards the downside, yeah, towards the left side, both the situation explains about it is decreasing. Anywhere in any graph, if you see it is moving towards upward, you are moving towards the right side. These two talks about it is increasing. So in this case, you can see the income is coming down. That means it is decreasing, price is decreasing. Quantity demand is shifting towards the right side. It was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It is moving towards the right side. When it is moving towards the right side, that means it is increasing. So in this case, price is decreasing and quantity demand is increasing. So both are moving in the opposite direction. That's the reason why the curve shape what you have, that is downward sloping. So now try to understand the slope. The curve shape what you have, that's called as a slope. The slope explains whenever the change in the price, it leads to change in the quantity. Whenever price changes, quantity also going to change. So this delta symbol explains the change. So at the same time, this y-axis is nothing but the vertical line, and the x-axis is nothing but the horizontal line. So vertical divided by the horizontal. Vertical you have change in price, horizontal you have change in Q. The minus symbol what we have expressed here, minus change in P, change in Q. Whenever the relationship between any of the variable, if it is inverse, so the relationship you got to know, it is a inverse. Both are moving in the opposite direction. So whenever the relationship between the variables, if it is minus, so that means the relationship is negative, yeah, inverse. So this minus symbol expresses the relationship between the variables. That's it. And the curve shape is straight line, yeah, linear. See, all the time don't expect the demand curve will be straight line only. The straight line why you have, because it is proportionately demand and the price is changing. If the price is decreasing for 10 rupees and the demand is increasing for 2 quantity, price is 20, demand is 0. So like this, the proportionately, the price is changing for 10, 20, 30, 10, 10, 10. proportionately, and demand is changing proportionately like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. The demand and the price, they both are changing proportionately, constantly, equally. So you got the linear curve, otherwise the straight line. Otherwise the chances are there you will get the demand curve like this, yeah, like this, anyhow, any shape you can get it. So I hope you understood what is the demand curve is all about, the function of it, and how you're going to construct the table, and with the help of table how you're going to construct the demand curve. So thank you so much. Please subscribe and share.